Hello and welcome to our third fractions revision session with Maths with Lloydie. I'm joined today by Harry Dog, who has put his little begging face by my leg saying, "Daddy, I need some food." Bad news is for him, he has got to wait. So we've also got Poppy bathing next door. So if at any point you hear a screaming baby, probably because she's just come out of the bath. So we're going to start off with some examples. Today we're kind of looking at writing, simplifying, and ordering some fractions. It's technically grade one. Of course, this is the building blocks towards being able to do some of the higher skills. We did mention simplifying fractions in previous videos, so I did think, well, we might as well go to basics, get a video out, and get people to have a little look at this. So, simplifying fractions effectively with this first one, we're looking for numbers that we can divide the top and the bottom by so that we can use the smallest numbers possible. Now, I always suggest using the primes, so 2, 3, 5, 7, 11, 13, 17, 19, and we'll go further up if we need to. Of course, you can always try to find what you think is the highest common factor and divide by that as well. We'll talk about when we get to C1. So our first one, we've got a 6 and an 8. So we can divide both of those by 2. 6 divided by 2 is 3, and 8 divided by 2 is 4. And that's our final answer. We can't divide 3 or 4 by anything else. B1, so 15 and 33. These are not even numbers, so we can't divide them by 2, but we can divide 15 and 33 by 3. So 15 divided by 3 is 5. 33 divided by 3 is 11. Okay, C1, 42. Now 42 and 60 will both divide by 2. So let's do that. That gives me 21 over 30. Now, I can also divide these by 3. That was Poppy, if you heard her. Having a little whinge, bless her. 21 divided by 3 is 7, and 30 divided by 3 is 10. And we've got there. Now, you'll notice that we've divided it twice. And what we could have actually done was divided by whatever 2 times 3 is. 2 times 3 is 6. So 42 and 60 both divide by 6. 42 divided by 6 is 7. 60 divided by 6 is 10. Right, sweet. So that's simplifying basically. Hopefully you're okay with that. Remember, we're dividing top and bottom by the same thing. We are trying to use the most simplest numbers we can and getting it into that simplest form. Okay, here's a bit of a probability question. This does come up quite a bit. So a fair coin is flipped. What is the probability of getting a tails? Well, we always put like our success over our number of outcomes. So need a longer fraction outcomes. So a fair coin is flipped. Probability of getting tails, well, there's only one tail on a coin. How many outcomes are there? There are 2 heads and tails, so it's 1 over 2. Now, this is probably a bit harder than what will come up a little bit later, and you'll see what I mean when we go on to the exam questions. A fair-sided dice is rolled. What is the probability of rolling a 3? Well, there is only 1 3 on a dice, and on a dice we have got 6 outcomes. Okay, C1, a fair 8-sided spinner. Let me get that in there. 8 is labelled 1 to 8, and it's spun. What is the probability of spinning a number less than 3? So the numbers that are less than 3 are 2, and they are 1. So it's 2 over 8. And that can simplify to 1 over 4, though sometimes in probability we don't simplify, we just leave it as it is. Okay, ordering fractions from smallest to largest. Okay, this is a relatively tricky, unless you know how to do it. And it's very important that we get these so that they have the same denominator. So 4, 8, 6, and 12, they all need to have the same denominator. I'm thinking 24. So how I can get them all to 24, I don't know. Let's have a look. 24, 24, 24, 24. So this one is times by 6. So that's going to be 6 over 24. This is times by 3, making it 9 over 24. This one is multiplied by 4, making 4 over 24. I'll just check that. Yeah. And then we're going to times by 2 to give us 10 over 24. I've always got to check it because I might make a mistake, just like I did in my storm lesson for my year 10s. So the smallest one is 1 over 6. The next one, 1 over 4. We've then got 3 over 8. And then finally, 5 over 12. Now, smallest to largest is known as ascending. And if you can imagine, ascending is ascending a staircase going upwards or ascending in a lift. And then descending is largest to smallest. And Poppy's doing a really good job of getting into this video. She'll look back on this when she's older and, well, she'll probably moan at me, to be fair. Okay, so this one, a bit tougher. 15. 15 for 5 and 8, they go to 40, no problem. 15 is my problem. So this will go to 80. This will go to 120, actually. And so will all of them if I do the right calculations. So 15 times by 8 will get me to 120. So 6 times 8, 48. 120 and 8. That's going to be times by 15. 15 times by 5. 50, 75. 5 times by 24 gets me to 120. 3 times 24 is going to be 72. And then this one's just times by 3. So 27 times by 3, 54, 61, 81. Okay, great. Right, let's write these out in order. So we've got 6 over 15, 3 over 5, 5 over 8, and then 27 over 40. Any mistakes? Put them in the comment box. Okay, let's scroll it down. Right, here is your try. And again, I'm using the Maths Genie website. As you can tell, I think I've linked Maths Genie up here, MathsBot. I've got to also, scroll down. Okay, good. So here are your exam questions. These are from the Maths Genie website. They're the Maths Genie questions. Pause the video and have a go. Okay, so you've now hit play. Here are your answers. And you can see down here, I've ticked the ones that were equivalent to 3/4 and then put across through the one that wasn't. So the one that wasn't was 26 over 32. Okay, obviously pause the video. Sorry, I was talking away. Pause the video, mark your work, hit play when you're ready. Okay, so on to our next batch of questions for you to try. Pause the video and have a go. Okay, so right, you've clearly paused it, marked it. Let's have a look at your answers. Just pause the video here so that you can have a go at these, or sorry, to mark them. Oh, my head's gone. Making these videos not easy. Okay, and then we've got some more questions. Now, these ones, we've got quite a few. I'm just going to walk you through them. So, firstly, pause the video here, have a go at them, and then hit play when you're ready to see me mark them. Okay, so there are 9 pens in a box, 5 pens are green, 5 pens are red, and the rest are green. What fraction of the pens are green? Well, if 5 of them are red, 4 of them are green, and it's 4 out of 9. Last year, the cost of Tom's train ticket was £42. This year, the cost of his train ticket has increased to £50, so that's an increase of £8. Write down the increase in the cost of Tom's ticket as a fraction of last year's cost. Well, that's an increase of £8 over 42, and we can simplify that to 4 out of 21. Even though it didn't tell us we had to, if we simplify it and get it wrong through simplification, the 8 out of 42 should stand when the examiners mark it. Okay, write the following fractions in order of size. Start with the smallest. These all luckily can go to something over 30. So we've got 10 over 30, 6 over 30, 8 over 30, and then I think that's 5 over 30. Very good. All right, so the smallest one will be this one. So that's 1 over 6. The next one, 1 over 5, 7 over 30, 4 over 15, and then that last one is a third. And that is all of them in order, and it started with the smallest. Great. Okay, I've got to do the same thing. Luckily, again, these will all go to over 30. So 25 over 30, 20 over 30, 22 over 30, and then that's times by 6. That's 18 over 30. We're starting with the smallest one. So that's going to be 3 over 5, 19 over 30, 2 over 3, 11 over 15, and then 25 over 30. No, I made a little mistake. Let's rub that out. So it is 25 over 30, but it's 5 over 6 that goes in there. Always write them in the original format. It really helps the examiners because when they get their mark scheme, they will have it given to them in this format and they'll absolutely desperately want to just see it, click on the full marks and move on. Do, though, convert them because this conversion process down here, if you don't get it right, you can still pick up 1 mark for doing correct conversions. Okay, so we've got a few more to have a go at. Oh, I gasp as I see some more. Oh, nightmare. Right, so I've got to do some more ordering. Pause the video, have a go, and then hit play when you're ready. Okay, so all of these are not going to go over 20. They have to go over 40. So we've got 22 over 40. I really want to zoom in here, make it easier for myself. 25 over 40, because that's times by 5. Times by 10 here, so that's 30 over 40. This is times by 8, 24 over 40. And then times by 4, 28 over 40. Okay, starting with the smallest one. This will be 11 over 20. Next one is 3 over 5. Then we've got 5 over 8, 7 over 10, and lastly 3 over 4. Right, that's our answer. Next one, starting with the smallest again, get them into size order. Oh my word, 4s, 9s, 16s. What is my lowest common multiple of all 5 of these? 9. Let's look at 16. Let's see where 16 is going to go. 16, 32, 48, 64, 80. None of them are a multiple of 9 because with the 9 times tables, the digits will add up to 9 in here. 96. Still no good. Add another 16. 112, 128. Add another 16. 144. 160. Oh, this is a struggle. Live on camera. 176. Outrageous. Okay, well, 144 we'll have to do. That is what 9 times 16 is. So that is literally the only way I can do this one. Right, so times this by 16, that's going to be 32 over 144. Times this one by 9, that's 27 over 144. Oh, okay, I'm not keen on this. I don't like it. There is another way. There is an absolute other way, and you're going to have to be really good with this. It's turning them into decimals. So 0.3 recurring. 9's into 2 won't go. Carry the 2. 9's into 2 goes in. Sorry, 9's into 20 will go in twice. Remainder 2. So that's a recurring decimal of 0.2. This is 0.25. 3 is going to have 16 put into it. 0.30, 16, that's 1. Remainder 14. 16 into, we know that's going to be 8 because we know 9 times 16 is 144. Just take away 16 here, 128. So that's what 8 times 16 is. Take that remainder off, gives me a remainder of 12. 12's into 16. Sorry, 16 into 120. That's going to be 7. Then we've got remainder 5. Is that remainder 5? No, that's remainder 8. 16's, there we go, 5. Right, so we got there. 0.1875. Very hard to think and talk at the same time. And then we've got 0.3. So converting these into decimals work a lot easier. Normally, you do want to mess around with a fraction, but